Okay, on this channel we've spoken about things like frugality or the importance of at least having a balance and not keeping up with the Joneses and so on. But in some cases, you can actually spend more money to save you money in the long term, or indeed, you can actually spend more money to make more money in certain circumstances. Now, what have I seen? What kind of items can you use or buy that will save you money and maybe make you more money? Now, number one, I would say, is anything that can save the commuting time and cost. If you're spending a lot of time commuting, which is less and less people because of lockdown and the way the world's going, you're also spending a lot of time. So it's a double whammy. It's time and it's money, and especially if you're a business owner, that's huge. So if you could spend extra on rent to be closer to the office, or you could spend extra on rent to have a home office, it can actually save you a lot of money. Now, another thing is books. Now, books can be free, but sometimes they have a cost, audiobooks or whatever. Books can actually give you ideas to save money and also make money. So books are a very good investment if you implement them, not just having the ideas, actually implement it. Number three is anything which gives you more productivity. So things like, even something like your bed, mattress, anything that can just make you a bit more energetic in the morning. In the long term, it helps you make better decisions, make more money, and also sometimes save more money, because a lot of evidence shows that when you're tired, you're more likely to make bad decisions with your money. You're more likely to actually spend too much money on certain items because it's just the path of least resistance. Also, anything that kind of keeps you at home a bit more. Now, obviously we need a balance. We all need kind of social interaction and so on, and that's great. But for people who, for example, struggle to have a balance, the kind of people who are in the, I don't know, the expat bars 5 days a week or something, obviously something that keeps them at home for longer, it could be a Netflix subscription or whatever it is. It could be computer games, whatever it is for that person. Of course, that's going to save you money compared to going out more often. So actually, anything that keeps you at home for longer is actually going to probably save you money. But of course, you do want a balance. You want to go out sometimes and socially interact with people. Also, I would really say anything which is a cost up front but saves you a lot in the long term. A great example is a coffee maker. Now, some coffee makers, if it's a French press, can cost £5 to £20 or dollars or euros. Obviously, some coffee machines are more flash and can cost a couple of hundred. But if you consider how much coffee costs, and the markup is huge, even something like Starbucks, you're talking about $5 for a drink in many cases. Buying their beans is very cheap. So making coffee at home, yes, it's going to be more expensive in the first few weeks, but of course in the long term, it's going to save you a lot of money if most of the time you have it at home and occasionally you go out. And that's not just the same for coffee, it could be the same for pretty much any service that you can make yourself. And also, a link to that, of course, it also saves you time, right? Because having to queue up, line up in Starbucks or all the major coffee shops, it also it takes you time to get there, to line up, whatever. And sure, I mean, once in a while it's great, and you want to get out and sometimes meet people in a coffee shop. I'm not saying never have coffee, but you're getting the point. Anything you can buy and make things yourself, the first few weeks, maybe even 1 or 2 months in some cases, is going to cost you more, but in the long term, of course, it's going to save you. And finally, I would say anything, of course, which is on offer and it's essential. That could be something like toilet paper, it could be toothpaste or whatever it is. But of course, if there's a special offer on, your favorite brand or whatever, it's got 15% off. Of course, in that situation, buy more. It's going to cost you more upfront, but it's also going to save you money in the long term. Okay, I've got some really exciting news today. So for a couple of years now, many people have asked me, well, look, I can't afford your minimum investments, but I really like your advice. I don't know if you can do this or you can do that, or you can help me in that way, or you can't help me in that way. I've always said, no, I can only do this or that, but I've got some really exciting news, and that's that in a couple of months before the end of the year, I will be bringing out what I'm calling the Adam Fired Academy, which will have many new areas which will be of interest to people. So things like mentoring, tutoring, all those kind of things that people have asked me for in the past. So stay tuned. I'm going to be announcing it in the next few months, but I thought I would tell it to you guys before. Let me know if there's anything in particular that you're looking for In this academy, we're going to be focusing on many different areas, including how to invest productively, also some business areas, because that's another thing people have asked me about before. So stay tuned and I'll keep you up to date.